Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It was almost a year ago that everyone was cheering for Beau's return to Days of Our Lives. His longtime admirers had been eagerly anticipating his return to the Salem grounds. Additionally, unite with Hope, the love of his life, and he reappeared, that good-looking face and mystic aura intact. Well, that was like a dream come true. We knew that running into Hope would trigger his memories, even when he was aimlessly wandering across Greece in a condition of fugue. Yes, it did. Unfortunately, Sean shot him, thereby putting him in a coma before he could give his love an embrace. Beau has been asleep for months now, ever since that Days of Our Lives incident. Back home in Salem, a ton has changed in the interim. Since his father Victor passed away, Sean's life is in total disarray, and the tale of Victor's true successor is just ready to unleash a whole new level of drama. Thus, we can't help but wonder if Beau's wake-up call may have come at last. Actually, there are other people who also want him to wake up. Peter Reckell, an actor, is also cheering it on. Peter just posted a tribute video clip created by fans on his official X account, which was formerly Twitter. The megastar of Days of Our Lives expressed his gratitude for being darn lucky to have portrayed a character like this on film. He continued by thanking his supporters for constantly sustaining him. He ended his post with the wish that hope he wakes up soon, echoing the sentiment of every fan. It's interesting to note that Peter has before subtly expressed his desire to reprise his role as Beau on the Peacock serial opera. Peter seems highly amenable to reprising his Days of Our Lives role during a few interviews with the media earlier this year. On the other hand, Christian Alfonso, who plays Hope, was less enthusiastic. Does that imply that Beau and Hope's time together on DOL is already over? Could Peter come back as Beau without Hope? Honestly, given how close they were during their former relationship, it would be unfortunate if we never saw a true reunion between Beau and Hope. Having said that, there are still a ton of interesting storylines waiting for Beau, even if he were to go back to Salem by himself. To begin with, Beau has consistently identified as a Brady on Days of Our Lives. However, following Megan's indoctrination, he is eager to accept his Kyriakis ancestry, and we are aware that the family is experiencing a great deal of drama. Imagine how hot things would get if Beau were to join that mix, and to be absolutely honest, that would be fascinating to witness. Thus, it might be the ideal moment for Beau to wake up. How do you feel? Comment with what you know. Stephanie expresses gratitude to Everett for encouraging her to talk about her feelings in Random Park. He hopes Chad is aware of his good fortune. They then give each other a hug right before Chad shows there and requests to be introduced. Clumsily, Everett introduces himself as Stephanie's boyfriend. He promptly expresses regret for his error and apologizes. Stephanie clarifies that Everett was the Seattle-based ex-boyfriend. Everett recounting what Stephanie told him makes Chad furious. Everett describes how he was struck by a car and went into a vegetative state. He goes on to add that finding Stephanie in Salem to resume where they left off took some time. Is he still hoping for a reconciliation? Chad wonders. Everett claims he's ready to back off now that he is aware of her predicament with Chad. Everett discloses their meeting from the previous evening during his explanation. Chad feels irritated that Stephanie withheld that piece of knowledge from him. After some back and forth and mutual understanding, Everett announces that he will be staying in Salem. He reveals that he will be working for The Spectator after losing his job in Seattle. He closes by saying that he hopes that everyone can become friends before leaving. Trip receives some dessert from Ava to take home from the bistro. Jill enters at that moment and says they are attempting to collaborate in order to operate a clean business. Trip leaves, and Ava warns Gil not to approach her son. He assures Ava and her son will be secure as long as she stays in Clyde's line. He then determines that it would be wise to publicly expose the fact that the restaurant is a front for a narcotics deal. Harris shows they're right as they are fighting. She swiftly backtracks and says that their criticism was directed at the eatery. Gil then walks out. Gil's bark, according to Ava, is worse than his bite. Harris questions whether he is being unduly cautious. Though she finds his actions amusing, she believes he is. They laugh about how a little envious he is, then they part ways. He visited her to talk about their agreement to go out to dinner together when they both found jobs. Harris then extends a date invitation to Ava. She is hesitant to pursue a relationship with him because she fears her work commitments would make it impossible. Ava concurs when Harris presses the matter. Ava inquires about his new employment as they change the subject. Gil observes as Ava advises Harris to trust his gut and become an excellent police officer. Harris gets a text about a stabbing just then. Horton Square. Tripp brings dessert, and he and Wendy talk about Lie. She believes Gaby gave her brother a verbal stabbing to the back. Tripp informs her that his behavior was likewise highly dubious. Wendy is sympathetic, but she still feels awful for her brother. Tripp advises that they go check on him at home. Stefan enters Shin boarding house to discover Gaby crouched over Lie's body, holding a bloodied knife. Stefan reveals to Gaby that he had fooled her when she explains to him why she was at the flat. He questions Gaby about the circumstances that would have led to her killing Lie. Gaby claims she showed up and discovered Lie in that state, and she finds it unbelievable that Stefan would accuse her. She felt that by taking the knife off his back, she was being helpful. Taking a breath, Stefan tells his wife he thinks she's telling the truth. Having said so, he asks out loud who might be at fault. Gaby regrets coming at all and says she should have remained home. Stefan believes Gaby was tricked into going to Lee's house. She believes Lie set her up and questions whether the victim of the stabbing is Lie or a body double. Just before Wendy and Tripp arrive, Gaby decides it's a good idea to pick up the knife once more. As Tripp examines her brother, she collapses on the ground and looks after him. Wendy stands forward and queries Gaby about her actions. Stefan claims she's drawing the incorrect inferences. Tripp informs Wendy that Lie is still alive before she can leave. In Marlena's penthouse, Eric's hurried marriage to Sloane is discussed while cake is eaten by Roman, Brady, and Marlena. In a moment, Roman thinks it's time to leave and head home to Kate. Marlena approaches Brady regarding the custody dispute, but based on his demeanor, she believes that things are going well. Eric reveals Gaby and Stefan's deceit, but he refrains from telling Stefan, "I told you so." She believes that using a youngster to carry out their wishes is abhorrent. Lie's room at University Hospital. Tripp tends to Lie while he moans in agony. He answers Wendy when she sits beside his bed. She gives an explanation of what transpired and his hospitalization. She agrees to stay with Lie after he begs her not to go. He goes limp, and Wendy asks him about the attack in further detail. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.